so we're going to do, on the second one, 5, 9, and 10. And we'll start with 5. 5 is already on here, but we'll do it one more time. This is our Celsius to Fahrenheit. And again, everyone wants to distribute, and that's okay, but it's going to make things so much more difficult for you in life. The best thing to do on this one is to multiply side by the reciprocal. 9/5. 9/5. That is going to give me 9/5 times C equals F minus 32. And then what's the last step to get F by itself? Add 32. 9/5 C plus 32 equals F. All right? Yes, ma'am.
We could still add it first, the 32, right?
No. You couldn't add it first because it's in parentheses. You have to divide first. Otherwise, it's going to change how things look. You probably got the right answer because you made a mistake on top of that mistake, but I don't want you doing that, okay? You can't break a parentheses up if it's being multiplied by something. You have to get rid of what it's being multiplied by first. That's a really good question, though. Yes, ma'am?
It's like words in my head that you
It is. It is. And that's why vocabulary is so important, right? A literal equation means I've got two variables. So once you see more than one letter, say, wait, this is different. First of all, I'm not going to get a number. And second of all, I may not distribute first. Those are two of the biggest differences, right? All right, let's look at number 9. Number 9 is not exponents. Number 9, when it says P1 V1 over T1, by the way, that's pressure, volume, time, I think. P2 V2 T2. What's going on here is saying I have one pressure measurement and I have another pressure measurement. These you treat like they're totally different variables. It's like saying this is my first P, this is my second P. You've done this before when you did this formula.
I know that one.
Remember you said your second Y minus your first Y? This is no different. Now, the easiest way to do this one though, because I can understand why you're asking about it, would be to, this is a proportion, cross multiply. You can cross multiply. If it's a proportion, you can cross multiply, which means you end up with P2 V2 T1 equals P1 V1 T2. I multiplied diagonally. Now, it said I wanted T1 by itself, so I go over here and divide everything that's not T1. Boom, boom. Shaka laka. There is your answer. It's ugly. It's ugly. But it's right. And that's all you can do. Well, because it still is a fraction. And we started with, yeah. All right, for those of you who are interested in the extra credit, I will show that real quick. So on the extra credit, we had volume equals pi r squared h, which should be the volume of a cylinder, unless I'm missing it. Yep. And so you wanted h by itself, no, r by itself this time. So the first thing you would have had to do was divide by pi h. Divide by pi h. That gave you r squared equals volume over pi h. Now, the last problem we did only asked for r squared. This one's asking for r. Remember, to solve any equation, we do the inverse. So what's the opposite of r squared? Square root. You take the square root of each side, and r equals square root of v over ph. That's extra credit, so don't worry about it. Do what? Yeah. Yeah. Actually, yeah. All right. Now then, we spent a